Hello there everyone and welcome back to more Blood Bowl action. It's nice to see how everything was going my way for the last game, since we got 3 of my blitzers all leveled up, and sadly Jeremiah's doesn't really have any SPP, but there's possibility to alleviate that in this upcoming game. And if I can be so lucky to get both my blitzer and Jeffrey here their first level, I think I'm in an amazing position. The trick for the rest of the season will be, of course, getting the other 2 blockers their essential skills in, one of which will probably be tackle, and then I don't know if I want another guard piece or not. I suppose it will rely heavily on if I can get a double for my blitzer for a possible might blow piece at the very least. Regardless, I'll keep it short and sweet since we kind of already knew from my last match that we're going to be face off against the AI this time around, and they are missing 2 players, which will put them at the even 1,000 points. And they even have plenty of stat downs to make my life even more easier. A niggling for this 1 lineman, strength down, and then agility down for the other 2 here. Although they do have a tree that is always a risk there of some very serious damage if I don't take them seriously. Although, if I really have to, I still have a 50-50 chance with Dauntless to at least get a 2-die block, provided I already have an assist in place. In theory, I should be able to deal with them incredibly well. As since they are AI, I have a really good grasp on what they might try and pull, which should help make things a lot more easier for me if I keep that in mind for playing up my turns. But again, short and sweet, if I can get those 2 levels in, I will be in an amazing position. I just wish my linemen would stop stealing my MVPs, dang it. I'm supposed to have drastically higher chance of my other key players getting said experience, dang it. Regardless, let's have some fun with this before we get on to the rest of the season at hand, which will be where we have to do things much more seriously, I'm sure. Let's get this started and see how we fare. I'm very hopeful to get at least 2 levels in, and this should be more than possible. What would I have to do, just to reiterate for those on the stream, getting 1 touchdown with Jeffrey, 1 touchdown at least for Jeremiah's, since if I'm going to be blitzing with them every turn, there is a respectable chance they can get an injury, and then I would just need a fancy pass after that, if I can get a window for it. And if I remember correctly from preparation here, they're just going to get that 150 star player, I think. Yep. I had some preparation in mind, just so I know what I'm getting into. As much as people like to criticize the AI, it helps to be prepared still. This is not all fun and games here, because we got some serious matches ahead of us, especially with some opponents getting full pitch clears and like 8 injuries against said Wood Elf team, among other players as well. So I want to make sure my team still gets well developed in preparation for when we face off against them. Although thankfully, I can't remember who got the pitch clear, if it was Caveman or Malt, but Malt apparently suffered terribly in his last game, losing one of his blitzers that was level 2, and another player I think which was just a regular lineman. So to help even things out, I just gotta do my part now. Now, if I remember correctly, the tree is always going to be on the right side, which is what I mean about preparation there. Minimizing my injuries, if for nothing else. It's not really about winning harder, it's about surviving better. And then otherwise, how do I want to arrange all this? Because I don't like the idea of doubling up here if I can help it, but this probably works better. If only slightly. Let's just hope the AI doesn't abuse it that much, because in theory they shouldn't, with how I understand it. And I don't have the kick skill to really do an asymmetrical type of formation anyway. In all honesty, I don't like this. I'm fine doubling up over here a little bit, but let's just hope this helps them, because they're only going to have 2 players punching if I understand correctly. Nope, they moved a tree. Okay. I tried that myself there in a friendly match to see how it would work, but it's still fine. It's only 2 punches. It still pays off in the end. So quick snap there, gonna grab the ball. And fails to grab said ball. And we'll see what they do. Normally they like to blitz before actually punching though. Which probably doesn't really help me so much with me minimizing blocks here, but still. It's the thought that counts. I was really hoping to ideally avoid the tree. Otherwise, they're making a pseudo cage. Dofflam is right off again. So who's going to get the ball? Probably the War Dancer? Nope, just a regular Lino. Ooh, are you going to burn the reroll? Well, that is interesting. I was not expecting a Snake Eyes there, but from what I recall there, the AI, unless they are in position to do a touchdown the same turn, they'll just pick up the ball and just stand there. So I think what I do is punch you, get at least 3 players on here to make it almost impossible to not put penalties on here, even if they punch with 2 players. Is what I think I want to do. I just need to get a bunch of players on there, and I gotta keep track of all my players too. Because I did a bad job of checking who my players were. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, that's gonna be a bit of a problem. Oh yeah, where's my guard player? That alleviates that slightly. Let's see, your strength 2, your strength 3. Yeah, that alleviates it slightly, because then I still have an opening, even if I fail to knock you down. Ah, dang it. So much for that. Although I do need 3 players up there regardless. Ideally I would like 3 players, but I do have dodge to help some. Let's just play safe. If we can get the ball with him, that's better. Ah. Would very much love the actual knockdown, because that hinders my ability to mark. Because now they have 3 players to just push my guys back if they so wish. But we can get some punches in. If only slightly. And they don't have guard, I just gotta get a 2-die block here, which I already do. Where do I put everyone else, though, with that said? Because I want you in position to maybe grab the ball. You're not gonna help very much in... well, I didn't need to put you there, but I could just put... Yeah, I already had a 2-die block even without guard. But I can punch you, which is probably the better choice. I just want to make sure everyone's in position. We'll have a safety ready. We'll have 1 guardsman here. Guardsman. I have my mind too much on 40k. And I'm optimistic if all those things go well, maybe there might be some fun stuff in the future regarding that. We will see. No comments because it's too early to tell, but my mind's been on 40k lately. God damn it. There goes one of my valuable rerolls, which is not what I want. And it would have been even more insulting if these guys stole. Ooh, that is tempting after that reroll. And they have dodge too. It pays off at least. Alright, so gotta be mindful I'm down a reroll already. But we do get a bunch of knockdowns, which is kind of nice. The tree is currently marked, and a guard player is negating the benefit of the alignment kind of freeing him up. Never mind providing a 3-die block for said tree. Okay, I'll happily take the result. Wow, they burnt the reroll on that. That was something I was not expecting from the AI, with a War Dancer no less. Probably due to the proximity of being next to the ball. The AI tends to act a little weird there sometimes. Okay, that pays off nicely. I can't get carried away though, we only have a single reroll of our own. Because I'm in an amazing position to try and pick up said ball. Yeah, you got 2 die. I kind of want to... Yeah, let me follow up there. That would be the best result, if they'll let me. Could it be a little too risky to realistically expect me to run away with the ball here, but with them having no rerolls, opportunities are abound. I'll take the push. Free up an opening. Yeah, probably be smart to have given it to a dodge player, but I could still blitz to free him up. Because dodge is without a doubt the smarter choice, isn't it? Given the circumstances, as much as I want to give Jeremiah the level. I'll be able to take advantage of that when we get some attrition damage, if that happens, if I'm so lucky. But I'll happily take the chain push here and allow for that pickup later. And you will happily stay where you're at, please. That is what I was looking for. 1 touchdown and 1 vanity pass will give me that second level. Promising start. 4, 5. Yeah, yeah, and I can't get 2 more assists there, so I'm wondering who punches this guy. Well, really, it should be my blocker for obvious reasons. On top of getting extra chance for injuries. Or at least benefiting from said injuries, rather. So we burnt our blitz. We have to be mindful that the pickup could fail here, even with the reroll. Because I really would like to not burn the reroll so early. If you could be so kind, game. Because already we're on the point where second turn hasn't even finished and both of us are out of rerolls. Ooh, and I can get a 2-die block on you. I like it. That I don't like, because like I said, second reroll already burnt and I need to try pick up that ball. Dang it. I do have dodge. I like the ball where it's at, I'm not gonna lie. As much as I would have loved to try and pick it up there now, 3 people next to the ball is probably better than letting the Elves have a lucky blitz. Because the Elves will love nothing more than an isolated ball carrier, despite how well things are going. It's just a shame it's an AI match though, because I worry that this may not be all that interesting to watch besides my own commentary. And I need to save my voice for later tonight too. If only a little bit, we'll see what happens. It's been a few weeks there, ooh. That's the consequence of you recklessly burning a reroll on your War Dancer. Even the AI could play risky sometimes. Now, how do I want to take advantage of this? Because sadly, if I want Jeremiah's to... I need to get a knockdown with you, which I don't think is going to happen. But I do have a blitz as a fallback. Especially with the knockdown on you. I'm almost inclined to just blitz with you now, but... even if it doesn't work, I still get a 2-die block and then a chain push. Now it's just a question, push you or leave you where you're at, which is more useful to me? I think leaving you there, because even a push here would be better than pushing you here. No. Bad game. Bad. Need to discipline this thing, because I had a better route in mind. Now what's going to suck is, again, no rerolls, which means it's going to be very tricky or very random whether I pick up the ball or not. And we have an elf here, so let's welcome him by punch him in the face with a blocker, no less. I think I'm more inclined to just wrestle you down. Limit what you can do. Now, I do not want to chain push yet. Ooh, three-eyed air. I cannot say no to that. Especially if you're dodgy shenaniganry too. Now, who is next? Wrestle piece without a doubt would be great for a wrestle, but you... Oh, you don't have jump up. For some reason I thought you had jump up because of course you're... I was playing Kislev last season. No, don't pick up the ball. I am trying to figure out where I can put you before moving said blitzer though. And if I pick up the ball, I should... Actually, I shouldn't try and dodge out with the lineman just yet. He's surviving a lot longer than he has any right to be. Okay, the ball's still somewhat secure. Somewhat. All it takes is one good leap from the AI. But I don't think the AI is competent enough to do that leap until, like I said earlier, that they can touch down on the same turn. AI is not very good at planning ahead. Burn the blitz. Interesting. Freed up the tree. Which I'll happily accept if the tree doesn't get to punch. Well, this is an interesting game to say the least, isn't it? And the loner is dead, robbing me of SPP. I don't know what to make of this match. So let's just have some fun with it, shall we? Because that's really what we're here for. Because if you're watching this far on, so I don't know what else you expect or want it. This is against AI, but random dicing can happen. And I very much want... I could blitz with Jeremiah's and then try and pick up the ball. I would rather blitz with someone else though, but is there a way I can get a 3-eye block and not compromise a whole lot? Is what I'm wondering. Because I do not want to get next to the tree now that he's kind of rooted. Making it more and more difficult for me to do said shenaniganry. Take the POW. An injury can always be nice here. What do we have? 4, 5. I need 2 more players for the 7 strengths. Yeah, I was kind of hoping to knock down this player for that reason. A bunch of 1 die here, which I'm fine with. Is this the right choice? As much as I want to go for a 3-die and attempt to pick up, it means the ball is vulnerable if I fail to pick it up. It's probably smarter to just try to pick up now and go for a 2-die. Maybe even blitz. Because you're a pseudo lineman. We get the POW. Can we get the ball this time? Nope. It's a good thing I didn't overcommit to trying to get the 3-die block. Because there's too many players here for him to realistically get the ball. That would be a 6+. They could do it, but again, the AI will probably not try it unless they're already in position to do a touchdown. But I'll happily stick with more attrition damage if I can manage it somehow. I'm curious. Stunned air. I'm trying to understand when... Oh, they bought a star player. That's why they have a loner on reserve. I was wondering why they have an extra player. That makes more sense now. I will happily take the wrestle. Get down on the ground with me. Now, a lot of my plans rely so heavily on actually picking up the damn ball. It's a bit of a problem, isn't it? First world problems at that. Now, where's my guard piece? Okay, so you can go over here. Can you get over? No, you can't get there effectively. And you don't have jump up. For some reason, I keep thinking you have jump up because I know how big of a threat those war dancers are. And they have 4 players over here, so I have a turn or so before they start to come pay a visit. I really just want to knock you down. I think that's more beneficial. Alright, got knocked down here. You got niggles, so I'm optimistic about this. Just a knockout, but I will take it. Now, to blitz or not to blitz? That is the question. Because I'm still very concerned about not picking up the ball. It's 1-9 so far. We are good. Now it just begs the question. Do I set you to protect or just... Let's see, how much movement do you have? I want to blitz and maybe get in the way of this war dancer to force him to leap. Because it's a go for it no matter what. More than likely he'll have to leap. Especially if I have someone in the way here, but... What's the movement like? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7... I'm not going to be able to burn my blitz and give me protection I want. Just a question. What would be more beneficial, the red dice or just force him to leap? That's what I'm thinking here. Although going here might be better, at least it's multiple dodges. And I provide an assist regardless of where he goes. Alright, so they're going to get surrounded, that's fine. Although they are going to leave a few players next to the corpses. Or at least the knockdown bodies, right? Although that might not happen with how close I am to the touching down. The AI does get a little weird and oddly aggressive sometimes when I'm threatening the ball or risking a touchdown. Okay, so they're just completely abandoning these players. A little bit different behavior than what I'm expecting. And we got ourselves an easy touchdown. Now, what do I want to go after? Where's our strength 2 piece? If I'm going to blitz anyone, I might as well blitz you. And just in absolute worst case situation, let us get players surrounding here. Just in case I get the elusive double skulls. Because I shouldn't need very many for strength 5 here, right? I would need all 3 of these guys, which means I can't protect any more than I already am. It would be a 3 dice, to be fair. but it's better than nothing, I think, for the protection. Then I can mark you. Doesn't mean much yet. Gets a 3-die here and then go touchdown. Or I could take a 2-die block with a non-block piece. I don't think that's worth it. Not worth it in the slightest. Alright, touchdown, get our get our extra 3 SPP, and see if we can set up a vanity pass later. Although it's going to be tricky setting up a vanity pass when I have no rerolls now. But very good start. They got up, alas. Not much I could do there. Now, from what well, they are missing a few players now, so tree is likely to go here now. So I think we keep this formation. Okay, never mind. I just know the trees start there, so I just naturally assumed that was their first formation. Oh well, still only 2 blocks, so I'm still minimizing damage. Gentle gust of wind. Ooh. Don't think a touchback would be too scary, but still. Will the AI actually be able to get their punches in? That is anybody's guess right now. It's just a shame I was robbed the SPP from the death there. Which was from a failed dodge, if I remember correctly. And with those 2 injuries, they're actually down 1 player too, which is going to pay out really nicely for the second half. Especially if I could get a knockout or another injury to help stick. Because Elves will suffer tremendously once the attrition starts kicking in. I just sadly don't have the proper skill set to take advantage of it. Until I get my blow. 1 punch there. Finally the tree's gonna get to hit something. We dodged that bullet for now. And I have 2 turns. So a touchdown without a doubt is not, I'm not at risk of. But I definitely want to make a play for like trying to score on this turn, if there's any way at all. I'm just trying to recall in my head, how would the AI prioritize doing this? Because a touchdown is not possible, so they're probably not even going to try throwing the ball up. So I should be safe there. And sadly, my blocker's in a bad spot to sprint up as aggressively as I would like. So I kind of need you to get knocked down. That's what, 75% chance? And we didn't get it. I'm not going to get to go as aggressively as I like. Because I think that's what's keeping me from touching down now if I were to go around. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, it's actually not possible for you. At least for the one I want to get a level up. So we'll try other avenues that we have presented to us. Now we have guard here. I did burn my blitz, so it's not like I could do a whole lot here. And how many assists? I negate 2 of them. No, I negate 1 of them, rather. And your strength 2, so I would only need 2 assists to get the 2-die block. But I do leave. I probably didn't even need to put you there, honestly, but that's 1 die now. Put you over there for a 2-die block. And then run to freedom, my friend. Run to freedom and give us another punching target. And you, with the 3 die that have been presented, go back over to your friend. Or you can stay where you're at. That works too. Yeah, I gotta be careful there. Is it worth chancing the dodge here? Probably not. Yeah, it's better to go for it, let's be honest, even though... How close would I need to be for even a possible touchdown? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I would need at least one go for it. I'm just being greedy. Let's not even chance it. I'm doing really well with Jeremiah's already gained 5 SPP. I'm just trying to see if I can have my cake and eat it too. No, I'm wondering if the AI is even gonna go over to move anywhere or not with that thrower or not. Cause yeah, they're in no position to score. But I wonder if they would still try to pass. That's the one thing I'm not sure about. Would they try to pass? They are trying to cage the ball. Which is interesting. Tree is going to burn the blitz. This is going to hurt for our poor tree man. Or for our poor peasant. And despite being hit by a club, a walking club there, he is still alive. And it didn't mark me, so I could still get a good 2-die blitz in. Did deny his movement a little, though. I sadly will have to make a few go-fors, it seems like. Because, yeah, it's just 2 go-fors to even make it up there. And I need to follow up, that's another problem. So even though I get the 2-die block, I'll have to follow up and still dodge out. So not likely I'm going to get to pull it off, let's be honest. Especially since I have to dodge through, which thankfully is not a big problem with me having the dodge skill. It's just dodging again, maybe. Now, where does the ball go? I should have pushed him to the right. It is possible to pass. Very unlikely, but possible. Good thing I used dodge and not try to go for it there. A worthwhile try. Because I would have had a good chance to catch it, I just would have had to pass at that point. Huh, I don't have a pre-built aggressive formation. I figured I did, but I think we're going to leave the tree there, it goes without saying, and punch everything else. And then we'll set my blocker to hopefully get a touchdown. Although I seriously should try and... Well, I think I can worry about marking a tree after, once I get a better idea what the layer is. Let's just hope the AI doesn't try doing anything sneaky while I'm attempting this maneuver. Alright, let's see what we get here. Got the kick skill, that's fine. It's all dandy. I will happily take the extra reroll, because you know I'm going to put it to good use. Not so much that, though. Alright, start punching. So then I start murdering the elves, right? Is that how this story follows up? So then I start murdering the niggle piece. Nope, so far so good for the lucky bastard. Now, how would I want to set my formation? Catcher's here, you got high movement. Their high mobility is over on the right here. And I'm going to use my blocker over here for the bullets, I think. Because for the Fanny Pass, I want you hanging back. Good. Only a stun, but more attrition damage is always nice. And then let's try and protect our backline, if ever so slightly. I don't care about where they go, so long as I can get the ball safely. One. Alright, so now the hardest part of this entire match. Can I do the vanity pass? So far, so good. Now we just gotta make the pass, and the catch itself should be relatively easy. Okay, step 1 done. Now, where is my 3 of 6? Jeffrey's right over there. Can we set him up for a touchdown? At the very least. Because I have a few players a little bit isolated there, but they're also pretty survivable with their blodge. They're pretty independent at this point now that they got that first level in. Ooh, please get closer. I have a dauntless with your name on it. It's probably not going to work, but I have it anyway. It does beg the question, do I want to try and throw additional assists on him? Probably not, considering I'm negated already by this 1 assist up here. To get the get at least a 1-die white block. Now I need to get a good cage. I think that's the top priority for now. Get the cage formed and then worry about everything else later. Because my blitzers can protect themselves nicely. And then we'll set up on Jeffrey later. Although if I can knock the tree down, that makes my life easier. Now I'm trying to make sure. If I make the Dauntless roll, that will be a 2-die block. And freeing you 1 die, I'm just trying to figure out what are better odds. Just punching 1-die punching you is probably better. Yep, gotta burn the reroll here. 181 right there. $181 for, well, actually, considering it was red dice, it's not as ridiculous there. It was more like a 31% chance for 2 of those dice there to be a skull. I do have the cage, I should be okay. I got the essentials done. Jeffrey, however, needs to get moving. It was pretty much a 1 in 9 chance, in all honesty, to get skulls on both those rolls. But if that was a white die with my lineman, that would have been a 181 right there. He's safe, that's all that matters, and the tree is not a threat so long as I can dodge out. And they did sadly get the POW. And here I was hoping they'd be able to survive a little bit. A 1 die with a loner? That was interesting. Alright, Jeffrey, you make your way up and we'll try and rendezvous with you later. Now I gotta do my math properly, so we can only move 6 spaces forward. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I would have to blitz you if I want to try that, so that's probably not worth it. So instead, let's just punch you and then get our cage formed. Because I should be able to do that freely. I just don't get to, I lose 1 space of movement. If I'm understanding it correctly. Ah. Very much would have liked the kill. The guard piece here is really important. Our cage is now properly formed behind our line. I am curious to see how they move in response to that. Because in any other game, my line's kind of getting beaten up a bit. I'm not liking that so much, but let's see if we can at least avoid the tree. Better than getting punched by said tree. Until he gets knocked out, that is. So yeah, we're taking a bit of attrition damage here on my offensive drive. And it's not as certain for me to get that touchdown yet, let alone with Jeffrey getting the ball. But so long as I could keep this cage form and have the guard piece here to force red dice, I should be okay. It's almost all but impossible for him to get in here and knock me down. Outside, of course, the usual leap shenaniganry. Which is where the guard is really important. And the AI is learning the screen here. It's not a perfect screen, but it is a friggin' screen. And here comes the leap, and I have guards, so this is where the value of guards is important. Alright, so I get like a bunch of punches on him, not likely to kill him, but it forces me to keep the cage here. It is a bit of the consequence. Yeah, that one war dancer has forced me from moving over to the right like I would have wanted. And he's very unlikely to get knocked down. But we can use this to our advantage still. Because we have a very nice screen possibility here, with the rest of my players kind of conglomerating together. And do we have 3 dice? I very much want to use the blocker to try, because it's better odds to knock you down, of course. But I'll take the POW. Sacrifice very little for that. The best I could ask for. You start moving over to the side here. I'm just wondering, where's the best place to put the guard player? I was thinking putting guard here, but maybe that's not useful. What I could have done was also foul, but don't think I want to do that. Alright, you're there. We'll get our blitz ready. And you have dodge, so you can easily get out. Beautiful. Knock the star player on his ass. Sadly, nothing of value. They can still chain push, but it would burn their blitz, so it doesn't really help them here. If I didn't have both these players here, that probably would protect me from any weird chain push shenaniganry. And I do want to get ready to hand the ball off to Jeffrey, which means I think we don't move and just clear up some space for said Jeffrey. And burn a reroll just in case this goes bad. Although they are marking with everything, so attrition could be a good strategy here. Just grind them down. Oh, they're going for Jeff, so they found out my plan. He's still standing, so that strategy is still an option. Now we're very close to the line, so relying on the cage is definitely my best option here. The AI is kind of doing this pseudo correctly. Pseudo. But I don't like the idea of this. I want a 2-die block on the War Dancer. And then if I just get a push, then I get a guard. And loosen up the cage a little bit. Not exactly what I want there. But it got them down. I get to keep the cage, but I'm getting a bunch of 1-die blocks. Which I'm not really fond of. We can alleviate slightly. If only slightly. That sadly did burn my blitz. We got a 2-die here. That is unfortunate. Not liking this position a little bit, unless I can get more armor breaks. But I can potentially dodge out real easily. I just need a window to reestablish the cage elsewhere, because I do have 3 turns. Let's not get too complacent. Yep, here comes another leap. I don't have my guard player this time here. He's down on the ground. And normally this should be a very fatal type of mistake. I probably should have considered fouling with the peasant when I had a chance. But yeah, I could reestablish the cage. Just being on the sideline is probably not a good idea with the... because I'm not going to have very much... Well, that's not entirely true. One, two, you can only go here anyway. I was hoping to have you up there, but not enough movement since you're knocked down. So how do I best want to tackle this? I should really put you here. Still does the same thing regardless, but yeah. We're burning through our rerolls, and I need to count my moves properly. If we can get a pseudo screen here, then I'm okay. A loose cage would be another option, although I didn't even need you there. But your strength 2 means you're a lot less of a threat. We'll put you there. Again, loose cage. Because there's no way you can deny assist now. And if I have one player here, I probably will deny any assist. Well, I need one player here, really. Which isn't difficult to do. I didn't feel comfortable chancing the handoff yet. Now, gotta be careful. This is a 2-die block. So maybe this is not as fanciful as I thought it would be. And I didn't even burn my blitz. That's probably where the mistake was. For some reason, I thought I blitzed already. And just to not complicate things. That should help alleviate the pressure. Now, is it worth trying to hand off there or just go straight for a touchdown? Because getting the blockers their levels in is like the hardest thing. That's probably one of the more harder things to do. Especially when I'm being robbed MVPs on my valuable players. Yeah. He does get to 1 die again. I have the dodge. So I'm fine with that. For some, I probably should have moved up 1 more, dang it. That was a fault on my end to not caging properly. Yeah, I'm pretty much safe from, like, yeah, it might still be worth to do the handoff because there's very little risk of even a tie game here. So I'm probably free to just do whatever the hell I want. If I'm completely honest, I just need a window to at least minimize the risk. Sadly, we're not getting the knockdowns I would like. Kind of funny how my offensive drive seems where I'm on the back foot, as opposed to defensive drive where everything was going my way. Funny how that works sometimes, isn't it? And I'll happily take that. So I do want... Because pushing you over there is a terrible idea. I just want to push you over to the right. Or knock you down. That's acceptable too. That is the acceptable result. It blocks a lot of my space though. But I do have 1 die. There's basically no way I could get a 2-die block. So how do I want to move everyone in preparation for how this plays out? Because I think we're committing to the handoff regardless. No, that... I can't do the handoff. Not unless I chance a dodge. Getting the guard, the blocker his level in is probably more important. Either way, still would have been a 1-die block regardless, I think. And that's still a go for it. Decisions. I could touchdown now. Because we know that you're going to leap, and this time you are going to get a 2-die block. I am all but safe. The Elves are not going to touch down. It's a win regardless. It's just a question on how important is that S3 SPP now is. Because I already moved him, so he can't hand off now. Let's try it. Yeah. What's probably going to happen is they're going to push me into the friggin' touchdown line, aren't they? Because of this. As stupid as it sounds, but it's win-win for me, I guess, if they resort to such drastic measures. But yeah, it's an easy 2-die block here. Okay, there we go. I was wondering if they were going to use the... Okay, dodge. Thank you. There is a glimmer of hope. Now all I have to do is blitz you, get the blocker in position, and then chance the handoff. It's just a question of who is the ideal blitzer. Okay, so it comes down to a 136 and then a 1-9. Not even including the rerolls. So pretty simple, not much thought required. It's just a question of how lucky are we feeling. Because yeah, there's no body there, so I was wondering if I had to blitz with Jeffrey or not. What do we get? I will take that. Moment of truth, folks. Will this pay off? Was the setting up in the greed worth it? Okay, we're down to a 1-3, or 1-9 was what this handoff was. Nope, we didn't get it, sadly. It was worth the attempt, but we didn't get it. As nice as it would be to try and get sidestep on some of these guys, it still probably would have been worth it, but I really do need the guard. So unless I get a really lucky MVP somewhere on... Do any of my blockers have any actual SPP besides the one that... Besides Jeff? No. Dacius and Jonathan do not have SPP. So I couldn't get a level up that way either. Oh, here comes the... Oh, thankfully no chain surf. I was worried there for a moment. Not as exciting as it could have been. I really would have liked that second touchdown. Not necessarily greedy, and of course doesn't want to show me what my reroll was. And Jeremiah's got the... Congrats there, you got 11 SPP this game. He's the only one that got SPP apparently. Very interesting. And since it didn't give us a chance to reroll, although that's something the other players keep forgetting about sadly, so... I don't know if they're if they have been getting the rerolls they want, because Yeah, I got a 2 there, so I'm just gonna do a reroll on the Discord. Just to see if it got better. Okay, I got a 3 there. So it's nothing drastic, but every little bit counts. Oh. Let's hope that didn't validate. Yeah, okay, it didn't validate. Good. I accidentally hit something there. Alright, add that. And we'll just double check that to make sure it's accurate. Because it tends to, even if I changed, even for like friendly games and everything like that, the winnings are never what they should be. It's very erratic for some reason. But everything seems fine here. I just couldn't tell you why it's so finicky sometimes. And that was a more recent bug too, where it stopped, I believe, where you can't re-roll your winnings against AI in a multiplayer season. That was like back in seasons 5 or 6, so that was like a year or so ago that bug was introduced, I believe. Or at least that I was aware of it. Now, did we get our double? We do. We do indeed, so how fitting that Jeremias would get Mighty Blow. After being the star of the show. Not the most exciting type of match. Again, I would have liked to get the touchdown on Jeffrey, but it wasn't meant to be. It sadly was not meant to be, but we're still doing good shape. How the hell am I going to get these guys their SPP though? It's going to be pretty risky from here on out unless things are going incredibly well for me. And with that said, I am playing against Caveman next, which I believe is Kislev. So that's going to be interesting, because I can't remember if Kislev was the one that pitched clear to Wood Elves, or if that was Molt and his humans. Where are they? How's he looking there? 2 level, let's see, what? 2 level ups already on the 1 blitzer, but no block yet. And actually, have they even done their match yet? I haven't really checked that. Bloody action. No, they haven't yet. They still have to fight the chainsaws. Alright, thank you everyone for tuning in. For those that stuck through against the AI of all things, I will see you next time.